Do you guys have any plans for engagement?
Alright, this is part
2
dos.
of our Q&A, still relationship Q&A, but it's part 2.
So this was going to be all in one, but we talked too much, so hopefully you guys enjoy that.
Yeah.
Alright, first question. Who says I'm sorry first? So I guess it depends on who messed up, but it's probably usually me. So.
It depends, but it's also like, yeah, it depends on what happens. I feel like most of the time it's you that says sorry first, but.
I'm also like, I don't think either of us are very good at like being mad for very long. Especially if it's just like over like a stupid fight or we're just getting like stressed out about something and we get into like a disagreement.
Exactly.
Like I'll just go in there and like give her a hug and just keep giving her like, this little smile.
Yeah.
And like once I see her smile, like I know I got her.
I feel like that's what happens. So it's like a lot of our arguments are because like we have so much going on, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. And when you get like so much going on, you just get super stressed out. And then like sometimes like if we have Sebastian and then he's like really stressed out, like then that just like messes up with one of us. Most of the time it's one of us, or if it's both of us, we just all like need like a calm down moment. But like most of the time when it's one of us, the other one will notice and like kind of be more like, it's okay, like go take a break or something. Like we pretty much notice, and if we don't and we get in like an argument, like he said, like we'll just go like hug the other person or like
I'll just grab her. She'll be like, no, leave me alone. I'll just like hold her. I'm like, you're gonna freaking love me. So love me. So yeah, I think especially the older you get and like the more you get closer with each other,
yeah,
it's not worth it. Like if she peed on the toilet seat, something in the world.
Oh my gosh.
So true story. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, now you're getting pick happy. But I'm also, I feel
it's
like
not
too,
worth it,
like,
guys. Unless it's something really legit serious, like if he called you fat or something, you better F him up. But it's not worth it. It's really not over most of the stupidest fights. Just get over it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this one's about arguments too. What was our first argument?
Oh, let's
I remember our first argument.
Like it was yesterday, because it was.
Because we really don't have too many arguments, like actual arguments. Like this was not related to stress or anything. It was so dumb though, if you think about it.
But in the time, it felt like it was like, this was it.
I was like, what is he? I didn't know what was wrong. But anyway, so there was this time where me and my cousin and my sister were all hanging out, and like my cousin realized that she left her wallet in my car, and it was like 11:30 at night when she realized it. And so I was like, oh, well, where are you? Like we can meet up or something. And I had like just got to Rob's house. So then
well, and you want to tell him about the trip?
What trip?
So we were planning on going to the canyons.
Oh, I forgot.
Literally the next morning like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. We were going to leave super early. Was that the second time we tried?
Probably. Yeah.
It was the second time we tried to go there. We really both wanted to go to this canyons. That's a couple hours away. Everybody's been there, and we're both like our entire lives have never been there. We're freaking losers. I don't know, whatever.
So yeah,
we planned this and...
But I was like, she hasn't have her wallet back. So then she was like, I'm over by so and so. I was like, okay, let me meet you at the Target, the Appalachian Target. Which
really
mind
far.
you, my apartment was like not that far away from it, so I wasn't really thinking too much about it. I was like, it's not that far. But like he was like really mad about it because he was like, I just saw you and like now you're leaving. But he did not handle it well at all. I literally like, this is how I went to my car and I was trying to say like, bye, like I'll be right back, like blah blah blah. But then he was not hugging me, he was not talking to me, and he literally let me drive away without saying anything to me. It's like, so I was like, goodbye, and I was like, I'm not even coming back here. And so I drove there, and on the way there, I think he might have texted me, and he was like, saying something, but it was like, I was like, I'm not even going to reply to him. And so I went and I gave Haley her wallet and ranted because I did not understand why he was so mad. Because he didn't even say why he was mad at the time. Like, he didn't say, like, what happened. And so I had no idea what just happened. He just all of a sudden was in a bad mood. And so then I, like, went back to my apartment and I was so sad because, like, what did I do? And then all of a sudden he was like, I'm coming over. And he came over.
And I hugged her.
And yeah. And it was fine.
And we're always...
And it was so stupid, but like...
It was dumb. It was literally just because we had planned this out, I think, multiple times now. And as it was looking like if she went and... She got there and then like immediately was about to turn around and leave. And at that point, she was like... You could tell she was like, okay, it's like tomorrow's not happening now. Because it was already getting so late. Things weren't working out. And then now she was going to have to drive across town. And then it was going to be like super late. And we knew getting up at 5 o'clock is already like hard enough. But it was going to be like 1 o'clock by the time we went to bed. We were like, it's not going to happen. We're going to be miserable. So like once that decision was kind of like made, I was just kind of like mad because it was like we planned this out and then now it's just falling apart and I just was being stupid. And then instead of just being like, okay, well that's a bummer. And like we'll go next weekend or something. And we still haven't been.
No, we still
and we've
haven't.
tried so many times.
2 years now.
So now I'm just gonna go with it's just not meant to be.
Yeah. One day.
Next one.
Oh my gosh, they're all about arguments.
Are these all like? I feel like this is a setup to get us into a fight. Who starts the arguments?
I know it's me. No, because he he always keeps things to himself and never voices it out, whereas I'm very honest and open. Not that he's not honest, it's just like he's not as vocal about it.
I will be. I'm just like usually more hesitant about it.
He's not gonna like come at you first. It's mostly
unless it's something that's really, really bugging me.
But it's mostly me. Like if I have a problem with something, like I voice it. Like I'm not mean about it at first, but I'm like, why are you doing this? Or like, I don't like how you're doing this. It makes me feel whatever. Like. I'm definitely more honest because I don't like that uncomfortable feeling of like I feel like something's off, but like he's going on about his daily life. Like I don't know. So I always bring up like whenever I have issues, but like sometimes it turns into arguments.
And I just hate. I don't like fighting, and sometimes some things are just like stupid. And they might bug you a little bit, but like you're just like don't worry about it. But I feel like we've gotten even better about, in particular, like me getting better. Like anything that's bugging us, no matter how small or big it is, we just try to just talk about it.
Oh my gosh, I got two.
Who fights more?
No. Who is more romantic?
I would say another draw. That's a draw.
It's
we both pulled out some good things.
Like the whole like I love you book, I definitely tried to do that like more.
That was amazing.
But like. And other things, like he tries to do more romantic things. So it's like, it's pretty even. When
you're doing it for something you really care about, you really try to like push yourself in different ways that you might not have before. So I think when it comes to that stuff, I think we're always trying to do things for each other.
Yeah.
I think all the time. Really,
like
and sometimes we probably can't remember half of them, but
that's one of the things too. Since we're talking about sort of like the thing, we always like make sure, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you do like a month anniversary kind of thing, like that's stupid, but like it's really not. It's really like just to designate one day out of each month that we know that we're gonna do something for each other. Like we do stuff for each other all the time, but we designate that one to go out on a date, to have just us time, regardless of if it's our week with Sebastian. Like my mom will watch him that night, like the few hours that we're out or something, just so we can simply like.
You look forward to it.
Yeah, look forward to it, like, but also, like, don't forget about each other, like, make each other our top priorities besides Sebastian, but make each other, like, the top priorities no matter what stress is, like, going on. So we like to have that one designated day that we know, like, we're going to have together, if nothing else. So.
I love you, baby.
I love you, too.
Next question. Who has more exes?
I'm gonna go with me.
Before I even met her, all her dad talked about was, man, this girl got boyfriend here, boyfriend that. He painted her out to a different picture than what it really was.
It was normal high school. I don't know about y'all, but like normal high school, you're in and out of relationships all the time.
Yeah, he kind of made it sound a little bit worse, but it wasn't like that at all. And she's not like that at all, so it's just like, it's funny, because I was like, oh my god, what am I getting myself into?
Your typical high school kind of relationships.
Wait a minute, how many did you have?
For like a couple months.
Is this double digits?
No. How many boyfriends did I have?
I'm like 5 or 6.
Okay, let's see.
This could be a draw.
1, 2, 3.
I don't remember the names mostly.
Wait.
Delete you.
Mine's 7. One I dated twice, so does that count?
Yes, it does, because you made a
that
mistake twice.
I did freshman year and then senior year. Made the mistake. Oh no, 8. I got 8.
8? Where did 8 come from?
Well, one was after high school. The crazy one. After high school. Yeah, 8. But guys, also like, it was like your normal like in and out high school relationships too. Like some of them lasted long, but like some of them were like.
So 8 total, but one was twice.
No,
so
it's 8 total without
the twice.
Without the twice.
So that's 8.
Cause I forgot.
That's 8 idiots.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I would say thank you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Because you guys were all dumb.
Okay. What is something that you haven't told me before?
There's so many things that I've kept from you. Probably the most obvious thing is like I'm always bragging about her cooking, but it's really not that good.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. That's true.
That's a lie. You wouldn't eat that much if you didn't like it.
I love her food. Even when she messes things up, she's like, she doesn't like her food more than I like her food.
Yeah.
She'll make things and she'll taste it like, no, nasty, and I'll be like, yep.
Yeah, but you're not picky at all, for the most part.
Unless it's mushroom.
Yeah, he hates mushrooms.
Comment below if you also dislike mushrooms, that nasty fungus thing that people eat. Oh my
god.
And this.
Nah, I haven't told you. So, we mentioned about the Hurricane Michael, and I stayed here because he wanted me to stay with him during the hurricane, but I really didn't want to stay here.
Because I wanted to be with her.
I wanted to be with you too, but I wanted him to come. I wanted him to come to my apartment because 1, I felt safer. I was on the middle floor, and there's no trees around, so I felt safer there. But 2, for anyone that knows his mom, like, she's a bit crazy and has a lot of animals, and so I was like, I don't know, I just don't really I don't really like the smell of animals kind of thing, so I was like, I don't know if I would like it here. And he also kept it like 78 degrees all the time here, so it's like,
I drop it down for her
to 77.
Sometimes 76. I was feeling froggy.
We're not even kidding. Like, this is what he would keep it at.
I was fine before. Now I have to keep it cold because somebody has changed me. I wasn't
like exclusively like looking forward to spending the whole depth of the hurricane here. But
I was very excited.
I came anyway, and it was 3 days that I had stayed here because we could not leave at all. So like one day was like before the hurricane, then the hurricane was hitting that night, and it was still hitting during that day and all that stuff. And then the next day, it was over with, and I was like, I'm gonna go home and take a shower, and I'll be back. And I went home, and I never came back. Once I got home, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna chill here for a little while. And I really didn't want to go back because like his mom was driving me crazy. Like, I'd been cooped up with her for too long. I didn't like all the animals. It wasn't just dogs, it was like birds and cats too. I didn't like all that. I was like, you guys can come over later though for dinner. And like, they actually came over later for dinner, and our power came back on. So then we got to stay at my house.
Yeah,
because I used to live, my apartment was literally minutes away from the hospital, so we were like one of the first areas to get our power back on. So, yeah, but I never told you that. I really didn't want to come back because I didn't want to, I needed some freedom.
Yeah, I understand. How did you know he or she was the one, since I'm asking it?
At first, like, the initial meeting that we had, like, we didn't think anything of it. Like, we were like, nah, like, she's not interested, he's not interested kind of thing. But then, like, our first date, I think we both felt it really strong. Like, we both, like, we spent, like, from 8 p.m. to, like, 5 a.m. together, like, sitting, just talking in a parking lot. It was literally just talking. Like, we were just talking all about our lives, all about our issues. Like, it was like we had known each other forever. We were just talking about, like, the most, like, not secretive, but the most, like, I don't know the right
We talked about personal stuff. We talked about
the most, like, personal things.
Funny things. We talked about, I mean, a lot of things.
But and I'll never forget this guy over here. I was like, what, like, 5
I know where she's going with this, but I can't remember the exact story, so I don't like it.
He was like, I don't see you as being adventurous. So
I don't think I'm not said that.
Adventurous.
Said that.
I am adventurous.
Where's my piece of wood at that I got?
Yeah, you made that now.
I don't remember saying that, guys. So I'm gonna go with I plead the 7th or whatever number it is.
He also has short-term memory loss.
That is actually true.
So I think that first night, like, I definitely felt it. I definitely knew. And you know what's actually funny too is the next day, like, cause his ex was like blowing up his phone the entire first date, and then, like, she was like, we need to talk when you get home. So he, like, texted me the next day, but then, like, he was like, yeah, we haven't talked yet, but we're gonna talk later, and then never replied. So I was like, oh my god, like, he's not gonna talk to me now because he probably got back with her.
But what really happened?
No, and then my cousin Haley was with me. She's like, no, like, I really think, like, he's the one. Like, this is, like, after...
She never even met me before. Shout out to Haley.
Yeah, she never
met me
what's
before.
Up. But she was like, no, like, I feel like this is different. Like, I feel like he's the one. Like, I don't think he would do that. And then it just so happened that, like, his text message never came to me. Yeah. So, like, I never got any messages from him. But then the next day he texted me. He's like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, are you? Like, I was waiting on you to reply, but I thought, like, you got back with your ex or something. And he was like, no. He's like, I don't know why the message didn't go through. So that's a little fun fact. So even my cousin, like, said, like, yeah, he's the one. Like, so we've all, I mean, and so is my whole family now, like, since we've all met. But this was, like, super early on.
After that first date, like, something we had said consistently, and we were both very, like open about this, like, was about the feeling. Like, if it feels right, like, we should keep going. Like, if we feel like this, because we were so back and forth on everything. Like, we weren't sure if we even wanted to get in a relationship or date. Then we end up talking, and then we're like, should we be something? We don't know.
No, how he said that too.
Hold up. So, she loves this story. But I think we both knew from day one, like, especially at that first day, like, something just was different than anything that we felt before. Mm-hmm. And I went to the gym, and Amy Schaefer, if you're listening to this, comment below. Please comment. Tell Skylar, like, I'm not making this up. Within a week of our first date, my old boss, Amy, that I used to work with at Publix, I was talking to her, and she just started going off about this guy she just met, and she just seemed, like, so happy. And I was like, hey, I just met this girl, and, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm, like, almost 100% sure this is it. And she's like, this guy is it. It was like we've both, like, met somebody that we've been looking for our whole life at the same time. We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, that was within the first week of, like, knowing each other. Like, I was saying out loud at that point. It wasn't just thoughts. It was like, I'm telling people.
Yeah.
Because it felt different. And, like, I felt comfortable in saying that. I didn't feel like I was crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, you see those other people that get married in, like, a month or two, and you're like, what is going on? Like, I felt like, you know, I could make a fairly, like, good, like, judgment call at this point. Like, I really felt we were very, very tight. We
had, like, a more in-depth first date than most people had. Like, and, like, the days that we did meet up, like, we literally would be up all night just, like, finding out more information about each other.
And also, if you guys are wondering, we did not kiss on our first date.
No, we didn't.
Because somebody thought she had mono.
I thought I had mono because my sister had to go to the hospital for something, like, a year before that.
Or we would have kissed.
Yeah. Not a year. Yeah, it might have been a year before that. She had to go to the hospital for something a year before that and got mono from the hospital. And but we lived together, and so then like I was showing signs of like mono, so I was like, oh no, like I don't know if we should kiss because like I don't want to give you mono, but it turns out like I had mono dormantly, and like so it wasn't like active, but
back then we thought she didn't have it.
2 years later now, then I actually had like a real full on like episode, and he probably has it now too.
What's up?
So it's like it was lingering on my body the whole time, and we were trying to be so cautious, and we, in case you're wondering, kissed on second date.
But after the first date, I wanted to happen, and she's like, like
no.
I have like a disease, and I was like, oh no, I don't really care, and I was still hesitant at that point. I was like, bring on the mono. I wasn't even sure like what was gonna happen, but I was like, I'll take it. So then she's like, I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'm gonna find out on Monday.
Yeah.
So like this was just 48 hours later. I'm just like, she's not bringing it up, so I just like message her. I'm like, so how did that doctor's appointment go? Like,
yeah.
I was just like, we need to figure this out now.
Yeah.
You want to say the story about when I asked you?
Oh, when he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Be my girlfriend?
He was like, oh my gosh, he was like, we were in Sebastian's room. This was before, like, they moved in the first time, and we were just,
I'm a very awkward person.
We used to, like, when we first met and we'd hang out, like, we used to, like, sleep on Sebastian's floor because it's the only carpet, and I say sleep because we mostly talked the entire night, but
pass out.
We'd probably sleep for like an hour, but yeah, so we were in his room just like chilling. I think we had like a movie playing, but then all of a sudden we started talking about it. I don't know, I think I asked, I was like, so what are we? And then you were like, well, I was gonna ask you, but like, he was like, but I didn't know if you were like into that, because you know I'm not into that either, unless like you want to, then I mentioned it. Like, he was
I was covering all bases. He was covering so if she said no, I was like, I agree.
What? I was like, yes, I would like to be your girlfriend. Like, he's struggling.
I was pretty excited at that point.
Do you guys have any plans for engagement? Yes. Well, I don't know the plans, but I know there is a plan.
I do. And that's it.
That's all, folks.
Yep. So there was plans beforehand that she just knows now that I've told her, but
well, I don't know.
She doesn't
the
know
plans.
details.
I know that
she doesn't know that there was details of this happening.
That it was already supposed to happen, but I didn't know.
Mhm. The plans for that one actually hit me at about 7:30 in the morning when I was cooking my morning eggs, like I do every single morning.
So you're not doing it the same way?
I don't know if it's still happening. That's why I'm not going to tell you, but I don't think it is.
Oh.
So my original plan just unfortunately didn't happen. So.
What month was it supposed to be?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Why?
Because it was a great plan. I was very excited. I know you're gonna love it, and then it's just like it's upsetting that it didn't end up working out right, because that was really my. I mean, I figured that out before a year is when that hit me. We probably dated like 9 or 10 months, and I like went into the room and woke her up. I was like, I figured out when I'm like proposing to you.
Yeah, but didn't tell me any details besides that.
I started making a plan and stuff for it, and then just things just didn't work out.
So it's coming. It's coming. Like this video if you want to see us get engaged.
Mhm. You guys will come along. I'll bring you with me.
You need to get an iPhone. This phone is not like mine. Alright, well that's it for our part 2. We hope you guys enjoyed. Give this a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos, and comment below if you have any other questions that you would like us to address.
Subscribe.
Yes, definitely hit the subscribe button as well. It really helps us a lot.
We want more subscribers. We want more people. We want to communicate with you guys. We want to talk to you. We want to hear about your lives. If you have a channel like ours, subscribe. We'll hit you back up.
Yes, we will. Also.
We're about that whole YouTube fam.
For sure.
So help each other out. We love watching other people's content, and I think it's just a really cool way to communicate to other people that we'd probably never be able to talk to, and kind of do a glimpse in your life or things that you guys like to do, or whatever channel that you have. What kind of channel it is? Fitness. Yep. About school, whatever it is, we'd be interested. So like us, subscribe, leave comments.
My book.
I am on a book.
He's sitting on my big old textbook.
Because she always takes a bigger chair, so it makes me look smaller, and I'm already have issues about not being 6 foot, so I feel like I don't need to have more struggles with me looking smaller. So just so you know, I'm 5'10".
Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in our next one.
See ya.